Watson's Jewellers are proudly celebrating 4 generations and 100 years of family business in Launceston, Tasmania. It all started with Robert Bobby Watson in 1917, when, at the age of 14, his father passed away. To support him and his mother, he started a watchmaking apprenticeship at F&W Stewart. Robert completed his apprenticeship and took over Mr. Coulson's business at 99A St John Street. Robert married Grace in 1933 and Ray was born in 1934. From the age of 5, he was popping into the store to help his dad. As the Second World War took hold, the manufacture of jewellery was forbidden other than a few older licensed jewellers permitted only to use recycled stones and materials. Watch imports ceased, and with no spare parts being imported, it made repairs hard to do. With no items to put in the windows, an opportunity came to buy the stock from Kempling's Jewellers in Brisbane Street as they closed down. That was valuable stock that helped fill many gaps over the coming years. Ray started his 7-year apprenticeship in 1950, and the store became known as R.H. Watson & Son. In 1968, Ray and his wife Lorraine purchased the business from Robert and Grace, and Robert continued to support the store until he passed away in 1971. Watchmaking took skill, with up to 150 pieces built into a single timepiece. In 1979, Ray's son Neil started his apprenticeship under the expertise of Ray, including 3 trips a year to Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, RMIT. As quartz watches arrived in 1981, there wasn't enough work for both Ray and Neil. The opportunity came to buy Joseph's Jewellers from Mike Joseph, which had been trading for 50 years. Ray spent 6 months building the cabinetry to modernise the store. Ray's daughter Carolyn managed the store with the support of Corrine Hendry, who would later encourage Ray to take the bolder move to move next door to the corner. In 1985, a few years later, Ray's second son Tony started working at Joseph's as Carolyn left for a family focus. The Watson store in 1987, still in its original position after 62 years, was being led by Neil and assisted by his younger sister Philippa, and it would soon move to a larger store in the Quadrant. But first, it was time for another renovation, and more cabinet building began. In April 1987, just a few months later, the store opened with much fanfare as Ray shared his philosophy. There's only one way to do a thing, that is to do it once and do it properly. In 1991, it was time again for Ray and Neil to build even more cabinets in the biggest renovation so far. This time, Joseph's would be moving next door, taking prime position on Launceston's busiest retail corner in the O'Brien's Chemist site. Within weeks, the store opened by Mayor Graham Beams and with much fanfare, including a brass band and Ray in the role as bandmaster. 1998, Watson's continued to grow in the Quadrant and was featured in Australian Jeweller magazine. The year later, upstairs, a large workshop was created, employing on-site jewellers to expand on the family capacity, who were now leading larger retail businesses, but still wanted to manufacture high-quality custom jewellery. In 2000, Silver on St John opened. That separated Silver from the Watson's brand that would now specialise in quality gold jewellery. In 2002, now with several stores running, it made sense that Watson's and Joseph's should consolidate. And of course, it was the Watson's name that would continue, but on the high-profile site that was Joseph's. A closing down sale began. It was all hands on deck as usual to prepare the new store. And a fresh new look as manufacturing jewellers. In 2004, Ray finally retired, leaving the Watson's brand to Tony and Neil to create their own chapter. In 2015, the Watson's store was refurbished to create more display space, and the same year won the Showcase Retailer of the Year award. As we brought more staff on in more retail stores, over the last 40 years, some wonderful Watsons team have become like family and worked hard to get to where we are today. From car giveaways to some most wonderful Christmas parties and trips across the globe. Our Watsons team bring new ideas and energy to their roles, which will no doubt continue as Watsons enter our next century.